Controversial commentary on the assassination of Charlie Kirk led to the firing of a high school teacher in Lincoln. RSU 67's school board voted unanimously to fire Mattanawcook Academy social studies teacher Derek Brewer. The vote came during a school board meeting last month. Board Chair Rebecca Hanscom said Brewer made the comments to a freshman class on September 11th, the day after Kirk's killing. According to Hanscom, Brewer said he didn't care that Kirk died and found it ironic that Kirk was shot, in reference to a video with statements from Kirk that a few people had to be shot to protect Second Amendment rights. School board members found Brewer's conduct in teaching about a controversial, sensitive issue violated district policy.
Mr. Brewer has demonstrated a total lack of professional judgment in making the aforementioned comments, and he has refused to take responsibility for or acknowledge the consequences of his actions, including the substantial disruption it has caused to students and the school community.
The day after Brewer's reported comments, the district had to call law enforcement for assistance after a group of angry parents showed up at the school to demand his firing. 99 students had unexcused absences or early dismissals that day. Several families have since pulled their kids out of the district and are homeschooling instead. We reached out to Brewer for comment but have not heard